All right, part 2 of your chapter 4 test review. Everybody good? Everybody ready? Got your erasers and your markers. This is going to be recorded for YouTube, so I would suggest that you guys watch it over, the next whatever before tomorrow. And then it'll also be on YouTube for you guys to watch as a refresher after Thanksgiving break. But you're not going to forget everything over Thanksgiving, right? You're going to remember all of the knowledge that you learned, okay? All right, so here's our formulas. Just to review our formulas again, we have slope-intercept form. Let's say it together. Y equals mx plus b. We have our slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then point slope form. We're going to focus on this one today. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. It's kind of catchy. Usually kids really don't have a hard time memorizing it because it is kind of a catchy formula. All right, so we're going to kind of jump ahead to where we left off yesterday, and that's writing equations. All right, so I need two pieces of information to write an equation. Do you guys remember? I need slope and I need my y-intercept, okay? So I need my m and my b values. I need m and b. Can I figure out slope from a graph? Yes. Can I visually observe the graph to see where the line crosses the y-axis? Yes. Those are the two pieces of information that you need, okay? So remember, we operate from the framework of y equals mx plus b. The two pieces of information that we need are our m and b values. All right, so I want you to look at the graph and see if you can plug in the correct values for m, meaning your slope, so read the graph for your slope, and b. Remember, y and x, those are variables, okay? They stay variables. All right, let's see if you can do it. All right, just give you guys a minute. Look at the graph, see if you can get this. No, it needs to be the full equation. Y equals, okay, plug in for m, then you have your x, then you have your plus or minus. All right, the full equation. All right, Sam?
No,
that's fine. Okay. Does anybody think they know the m value? What is my m value going to be? What number am I going to plug in where m goes? Gabe, what do you think? Not 3 over 2, but because it's going down, negative 3 over 2. All right, so watch this, guys. I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and over 2. I want you guys writing down the equation with me just because this is good practice. So my m is negative 3 over 2. Does everybody understand why I plugged in negative 3 over 2 for m? The x is part of the equation. You just write the x. Okay, now it says plus b. Now it doesn't mean that b is positive, okay? But where does the line cross the y-axis? At what value does the line cross the y-axis? A positive 1 or a negative 1? A positive 1. So for b, I would plug in plus 1. This is the linear equation that represents the graph. That's it. You plug in for m, you plug in for b, and you're done. All right, I want you to do the second one. I'm going to walk around and check on you guys. All right, write the equation from the graph. All right, so y equals, what was my rise over my run? Say it with me. 3 over 5x plus 2. How'd you know it was plus 2? Because it passes the y-axis at a value of positive 2. So that's why it's plus 2. All right, so that's how you write an equation from a graph. That's on your quiz tomorrow. I'm also going to ask you to write an equation from ordered pairs. All right, so your framework is still the same. Y equals mx plus b, okay? You still need to solve for m and b. Well, can you find m with ordered pairs? Okay, so you're going to find m with ordered pairs. And then remember, b is the value that the line would cross the y-axis. So if you remember the trick that we learned to look back at the ordered pairs, then possibly you could find B. All right, I just wanted to give you a minute to try to get ahead of me on this. At least start solving for slope, okay? We reviewed that yesterday to solve for slope. Go ahead and do that part. Okay, so M equals, what did you subtract in the numerator?
5 minus 5.
Okay, so y2 is 5 minus y1, which is 8.
Does it go x1, y1, or y1, x1?
The sequence goes x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so what do I subtract in my denominator?
Negative 4 and 0.
Okay, negative 4 minus 0. Okay, so what is 5 minus 8? All right, good. Negative 3. And what is negative 4 minus 0? Negative 4. All right, now you got to get your signs right. A negative number divided by another negative number. How many negatives do I have? 2. So this becomes a positive slope. Positive 3 over 4. Okay, so why did I do that? Well, I did that so that I would know what value to plug in for M into my equation. Okay, so now let's write our equation. Y equals 3/4 x. Okay, I solved for M, so now I plug that in where M goes. But now I need my B. Okay, so if you remember what we learned, we look for the ordered pair that had what for x? 0. 0 for x means I don't go left or right, any. I would go up to a y value of 8 and plot my point. That means that the line goes through the y-axis at a value of 8. So is 8 positive or negative in the ordered pair?
Positive.
It's positive. So it's plus 8. You don't have to do any work if the ordered pair has a value of 0 for x. The other number is your y-intercept. That's it. All right, Tristan?
Do you have to turn it so positive?
What now?
Do you have to turn it so positive?
The slope? You have to follow your rules for negatives. If you leave it negative, it's wrong.
Hey, it became what?
It became 3/4 became positive because you divided 2 negatives. Okay? All right, let's do the second one. When you have an answer, compare it with a neighbor. Okay? I need you guys working together. Now, think on your own first, individually. Then I want you to pair up with a neighbor and compare your answers. Okay, so to find M, you guys are definitely getting better at this. All right, let's say it together. M equals 3 minus 6 over 0 minus negative 2. All right, so y'all catch the double negative? Changes to a positive negative 3 over 2. That's my M value. So I come down and I plug that in where M goes in my formula. Y equals negative 3 over 2x. And how do I know my B? How do I know my y-intercept? Which ordered pair? The ordered pair that has a 0 for x. Because remember, I don't go left or right any. I go up to a value of 3 and plot my point. So my line passes through a y value of positive 3. Negative 3 over 2x plus 3. All right, very good. Okay, lots of practice on writing equations today. All right, so there's basically 3 different ways that we can read this. We did it from a graph. We did it from just straight ordered pairs. And now you have a table of values. What you need to understand is that the rate is constant, okay? Meaning you can choose the first 2. You can choose the first and the third one. You can choose the second and the third one, okay? As long as you go in that order from top to bottom, all right? Don't try to get, creative. We don't need to. There's a few other ways that you can solve it, but we just want to keep the confusion to a minimum, all right? Now, if it's me, I'm looking at one ordered pair in here that does stand out to me. What ordered pair among the 3 kind of sticks out to you, and why? 0, 6, okay? We know that an ordered pair with a 0 for x makes this a little easier, right? So if I were you, I would make sure that's one of my ordered pairs. Just pick the first two. I mean, we don't have to get crazy with it, right? I almost said fancy with it, but, you know, country song.
No.
Fancy like? Okay. All right, here we go.
My mom wants me to do that dance with her.
It's a cute song. All right, so so again, y equals mx plus b, but we have to solve for m first. We need two ordered pairs. I want you to pull out the ordered pairs. -2, 8, and 0, 6. -2, 8, and 0, 6. Okay, so now go ahead and find your slope. Hopefully you guys are getting better at that. Finding slope, are you guys getting better at that? Is that becoming more automatic? Okay. All right, find your slope. Hurry up.
Sorry.
Let's go.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, I know it's gonna work.
All right, what did you subtract? 6 minus 8 over, tell me, 0 minus -2. There's that double negative again. What does it change to? A positive. What is 6 minus 8? -2 over +2. Okay, be careful here. Is that going to, now it does reduce. Okay, is it going to be reduced to -1 or +1? -1 over 1, or you could just say -1. All right, that's important because when you go to write your equation, y equals -1x. Now, you could just say -x, but x is negative. What's my b? What's my b? 6. It's paired with the x value of 0. So, guys, it's really nice when I have an ordered pair that has an x value of 0. Okay? That makes it really, really easy. All right, any questions on writing the equation? Are you guys getting better at this? All right, y'all getting the hang of it? It's on your quiz tomorrow. Okay? All right, so now we're going to shift gears over to point slope. Point slope form exists because the original information does not tell you the y-intercept, does not tell you b. But before we jump into that, okay, all the problem wants you to do, okay, and this is a problem on your quiz tomorrow, is plug in the numbers, okay? So let's say our formula together and write it on your desk with me. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? So I need a value for y1, x1, and m. The original problem gives me those values, okay? So look up here at your ordered pair. 4 would be what? Would it be your x1 or y1? 4 is your x1. X always comes first in the ordered pair, and then y1. And slope, we know, stands for m. So guys, literally all you have to do is plug in those values where they go in the formula. That's all you have to do. So y minus what? What is my y1 value? -2. So that will be a double negative. I plugged in a -2 and there was already a subtraction sign. Equals, what's my m value? 3 over 4 times x minus, what's my x1 value? 4. Okay, so y plus 2 equals 3/4 times x minus 4. I have written the equation in point slope form. That's all you have to do. Okay? You do not have to solve it when it says to write it in point slope. Okay? You do not have to solve it. Okay? All right. Now, last but not least, okay, this is going to end up being bonus on your quiz tomorrow, but it will count on your test next Wednesday after Thanksgiving because we'll have more time to go over it. Okay, tomorrow is a quiz. All right, now it says write the equation in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to follow the same process that I just did in the last example. except then I have to continue on and keep solving. All right? So it says, write the equation in slope-intercept form that has, of the line that passes through those points and has a slope of -2. Well, here's the thing. It already tells you what the slope is. Already tells you, okay? So you don't have to, that part's already done. M equals -2. So down here at the bottom, to write it in slope-intercept, y equals -2x, right? I plug in -2 for m. So you say, well, what's the problem? Okay, well, the problem is neither one of these ordered pairs tells me the b. Does either one of them have a 0 for x? No. So that's why you need point slope. You can choose either ordered pair. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to choose the first ordered pair. The first ordered pair is my x1, y1. And I'm going to plug this into point slope. The entire reason that you need point slope is because the ordered pairs don't tell you your b value. Okay? All right, so here we go. Y minus what? What is my y1 value in this first ordered pair? 6 equals my m value, -2, times x minus what's my x1 value in the same ordered pair? -4. What happens to my double negative? Turns into a positive, okay? So this is where we stopped on the last example. But now I have to keep going so I know what number comes at the end of my slope-intercept form. So I'm going to distribute the -2, okay? I'm going to keep solving for y. Remember, to write in slope-intercept, I'm solving for y, okay? So here we go. Y minus 6, it's 2 steps, equals, what's -2 times x? -2x. What's -2 times +4? -8. One more step to solve for y. How can I get y by itself when I have the -6 over there? Add 6 to both sides. When you add 6 to both sides, make sure you add it with its common term. Okay? Meaning you can't add 6 to 2x if they're not like terms. All right? So here we go. Y equals -2x. I already knew that. But now what's -8 plus 6? -2. So point slope form tells me my b value when the original ordered pairs don't. Okay? I can use point slope. Y equals -2x minus 2. All right, so like I said, this is going to be bonus tomorrow. Not because of this class, but because the afternoon classes missed this lesson on Thursday. So, Tuesday, I mean. So we're going to have to review it. All right, okay, so you had a problem like this in your lesson on Monday. You guys remember this example? You're digging a tunnel. Okay, so you have to find a rate. Once you find a rate, you can plug that in for m, and then you can solve other types of problems. Stop. Okay, so m equals, okay, it says the engineers are digging a 2,500 foot long tunnel at a constant rate. So the constant rate part is important. Okay, after 5 months, they still need to dig 1,000 feet to finish the project. How much time does it take to complete the tunnel? All right, I want you to find the rate. Find m. Go ahead and try that. I want you to find m. All right, you're trying to figure out the rate. Basically, how many feet per month that they're digging. Anybody have any idea what you would put into a fraction, what you would subtract and divide by? What do you guys think, Mason? Okay, so he's going to subtract 2,500, which was my starting, minus the 1,000 that they have left to figure out how many feet they actually dug in 5 months. All right, so what's 2,500 minus 1,000? 1,500. Divided by 5 tells me 300 feet per month. That is my rate. So guys, I'm going to ask you to do this. Write an equation. You solve for m. Now put it into your slope-intercept equation. Y equals, what do you plug in for m? 300 x. Okay? Now, y is going to be your feet or your distance, and x is your months, because that's what's affected by your rate. How many months? Okay? So how many feet do we need to dig total? 2,500. Okay, so it's going to be like part of a month. That's okay. Equals 300x. Divide both sides by 300. And your x equals, all right, about 8 1/3 months. Okay, 8 months, 10 days, something like that. There's about 30 days in a month, so a third of that is 10 days. All right, it's not exact. This is like the 8.3 repeating. Okay, we're just going to kind of round that up. All right, any questions? Any questions? Hopefully you're getting better at finding rate. Okay. All right. So that's it, guys. We have a review sheet that we're going to do after Thanksgiving break, but that should get you guys ready for your quiz tomorrow. Tristan? Midterms is, I don't know, the December. It's up here on the blue paper. You can come up and see. It's like this. Yeah, it's like the second week of December. Or 13th. Yeah. All right, so that's everything you need to know for your review, though.